Hello, welcome. Welcome to Bella Bin's Chinese food kitchen. In today's kitchen, I'm going to share with you a recipe of lamb noodle soup. This is the plate, the recipe for. The lamb is a small cut from this one, which I bought from Costco. The ingredient for cooking lamb is shown on this photo. Among these, there are some dried black fungus you can buy from a Chinese food market. Also, there are some wild mushrooms. You can use any kind of dried wild mushrooms. I know Costco has one. First, I put Sichuan peppercorn and Fennel into this container. Next, I soak this lamb in the clean cold water for 2 hours. Let the blood come out from the meat. Also soak the black fungus and the mushrooms too. After 2 hours, use the hand clean this lamb. Also rinse them. You see, the color of water is red. That's the purpose we soak the lamb. Next, we boil 1.5 liters cold water in both of those cooking pots and drop the lamb in one of the pots. When the lamb pot is boiling, turn the lambs and skim off the scums. Cook for 5 minutes. Then transfer the meat into another boiling water. That is boiling water in the Dutch oven. We use this 2 batch of boiling water is just to make the lamb very fresh in the taste. No other bad tastes. The amount of the water in the Dutch oven is just above the meat. Next, cut green onions white part, as well as cut ginger. Then put the green onions, gingers, and all the spices into the pot. And cover the pot and turn the heat to low heat. Boil about 2 hours. Cut leaf part green onions and coranders like this. Next, add in salt, sugar, then gradually add in warm water into the flour container. Make small dough balls, then make a big dough from small dough balls. Then set the dough aside for 30 minutes. The black fungus and the mushrooms are already soaked in the water for 2 hours. Remove the small root part from them and clean them very well and separate them into small pieces. Then set them aside. The dough has been set aside for half hour. Now let's process it. Knead the dough and make a cake shape. Then make a hole in the middle. Make a donut shape. Then cut the donut. Make a round shape. Then finally cut the round shape into 6 pieces of small dough rod. For each dough rod, we use the rolling pin. Roll on it. Make it rectangle shape. Then we have 6 rectangles. Then we add in 1.5 tablespoons of oil in the bigger container. Then dip each of the rectangle seed in the oil. Then cover the container for 1.5 hours. After 1.5 hours, we take 1 rectangle seed and put on the panel. Then we use a chopstick, press on the seed, and make a horizontal print on the middle of the seed. Then we use the two hands, hold the two ends of the seed, then throw the middle part of the seed down onto the panel, then throw it up a little bit higher in the air. In this throwing down and throwing up processes, do a little bit stretch of the seed. Then the seed getting longer and longer. After a few seconds, you see the seed is thinner enough. Then we break it in the middle where the print is. You see, it is very easy to break. Now, a big white noodle formed. We call this noodle a belt noodle because it is quite white. As a beginner, you may not handle the throwing down, throwing up processes very well. You can use this method. You do a little bit throwing down, throwing up, then you move your two hands to the middle, make a small part of throwing down and throwing up. This is a more easier way doing that process. Finally, the seed is thinner enough, then we break it in the middle. You can still doing the throwing down and throwing up for small part of the seed when you found that part is thicker. Okay, that's all the noodles, the belt noodles we made. Set them aside. Now, the lamb already been boiled about 2 hours. Let's check to see if they are okay. Take one. We use this chopstick to try to go through. Wow, it's very easy to go through, so it is well cooked. So we turn off the heat and put the cover on, keep warm. Then we use another small Dutch oven to boil the belt noodles. The boiling time of the noodles depends on how thick is the noodle. After we check there is no wet part in the middle of the noodle, then they are well cooked. We take them out and put them in the bowl. You see, the noodles are very nice. They are very al dente. Then we use the same liquid to boil the black fungus and the wild mushrooms. Boil them for 3 minutes, then turn off the heat. Now we go to lamb Dutch oven and get 1 piece of lamb. Cut it into small pieces in the cutting board. Put them into the noodle bowl. Then put black fungus and the mushrooms in the noodle bowl too. Next, I put the small Dutch oven on the heat and transfer some the lamb broth into it. And then add some salt. I add about half teaspoon of salt. Mix it. Add in the chopped green onion leaves and coriander on the top of the noodle bowl. Then add in the salted lamb broth we just made into the bowl. Now our lamb noodle soup is ready. If you like spices, you can eat some hot chili sauce and some pickled sour hot chilies with the noodle soup. I tried the soup first. It's really nice soup. Now I try noodles. and try some the lamb meat and black fungus. Everything is so delicious. If you like my recipe, don't forget to give me some comments as well as subscribe my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.